Okay. So firstly, I would like just to thank Nvidia and especially John and the rest of the team to invite us to this panel. So I'm a general manager of an open source provider called LINAGORA. And so with Pierre Carl, but in some few hours, we had this slightly crazy idea in 2023 to train and build digital common generative AI and try to train really and truly open source models, not only open weight model, but models with open source data set to train these models. So it was crazy in 2023, so but now, because this is a bet also for Chinese players and also for Nvidia. And so, and quickly I think we faced on three challenges. The first is to build this open source data set, but I will let Pierre Carl, because he's the specialist and the expert on this topic, and I will let him to explain this part of the job. The second part is to access to the compute, and especially with the support of Nvidia and the wonderful team of CNRS Idris and Gen C. So we have access to this platform and the compute needed to train this model. And so I know that we will deal it quite later in our panel. And the third part, it's related to talent and expertise. And so we started to work closely with Nvidia team in 2024 when we tried to use this supercomputer based in France called Jean Zay by starting to train this first open source, truly open source model. And so now we are part of the Notre coalition. So, and we are very proud to be there and to continue to work with all of the Nvidia ecosystem. So the goal of our community and the work we are doing is not to build giant models. So the bet we are doing is to build a smaller model, what we call small language model, very dedicated for specific use cases, trained and aligned with our values and with our language, and model that we can run in the agentic world, very close to application, even in air-gapped system, because for example, I can take one example. For example, one of our customers is the Ministry of Interior, the French police in France. So we deploy this kind of model combining with RAG system, agentic system, and so we are able to treat and to handle specific use cases for critical and the most sensitive system in France. And just to conclude, I think that this strategy based on very small language model are one level or one part of the strategy that Europe and France can develop its own autonomy and sovereignty on the general AI field. And just with this beautiful story last week about 5x5 from Anthropic, we know that restricted access to technology or model are no longer science fiction. So it's our real life, and we have to deal it. And I think that the bet we did with Nvidia and all the ecosystem around this community called OpenLLM France, it's cool, and I think a good way to develop this sovereign in Europe.